As my youngest has fully entered toddlerhood, I have been selling and donating baby stuff like it's my full-time job. And as I've been doing this purging process, I have come across so many items that I realize I wasted my precious dollars on. Hence why I am making this video, baby products I regret buying. We will get right into the video, but before we do, I have to shamelessly plug my channel. Please like and subscribe if you have not already, and if you are a current subscriber, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you guys. I don't want to come off too negative, but I want to help you guys save some money to offset all the money I wasted on crappy baby products in this universe. So my next video is going to be my holy grail baby items, but let's get into the useless baby stuff. First category of baby items I regret buying has to do with clothing. Number one regret in this category has got to be shoes and socks for newborns. I don't know if you know this already, but newborns can barely move. They definitely can't walk. 0 walking will be done in the newborn stage. 0 crawling will be done in the newborn stage. You'll be lucky if your baby rolls. I bought way too many shoes and socks for my twins when I was expecting them. I mean, I obviously was super excited for them to be coming into this world, but I mean, it was like I was prepping them for a 5K. Ultimately, for the most part, they ended up wearing their onesie pajamas all day, every day, which have built-in footies into them, thus rendering shoes and socks useless. And to tag on to that point, I really bought too much newborn and smaller size baby clothes in general, because for the first year of my kids' life, almost every single day I had them living in their footy pajamas. Once baby's here, you will quickly see that footy pajamas are the way to go. It's comfy for baby and easy for you. The only regret I have in this category is buying the footy pajamas that have snaps on them instead of zippers. Zippers are super easy and fast, and the snaps just take a lot of time. If you're super uncoordinated like me, you end up being one snap off every time, and then you have to undo them all and line them up and try to do it again. Next group of regrets is in the adventure category. I am all about saving money, and that kind of bit me in the when it came to strollers. FYI, companies gouge you on strollers. So I tried opting for cheaper budget strollers. I tried the Juvie Twin Roo, the Baby Trend Sit and Stand. I tried some nicer ones, but they were in questionable condition from the Facebook market, and all of this just ended up making my life harder than it needed to be. I ended up just getting the stroller that I wanted from day one, the City Select double stroller in very good, like-new condition from the Facebook market. And I wish I had just done that from day one, because I wasted a lot of time and money on all those other strollers when I could have just gotten the one that I got from the get-go. So please don't waste your money on crappy cheap strollers. Just get the one you want, put it on your registry, have people group gift it to you. Do what you can to get the nice stroller you want, because it is your baby vehicle to getting out of the house and having some freedom. So you want it to work and work well. Next regret is a diaper bag. I should have gotten a diaper backpack from the get-go. I'm a chronic overpacker, so my diaper bag is always filled to the brim and super heavy, and my diaper bag that I had to sling over one shoulder just was literally painful because it was so heavy and just so much weight on my shoulder, the straps cutting into just that one side. Sure, it wasn't great for my spine. I didn't have both hands free as a new mom, which it's convenient to have both hands available when your baby needs you. So just get yourself a nice diaper backpack so you got your hands free, a nice straight spine, and overall happiness and less frustration. The next group of regrets fall into the feeding category. My number one regret here has got to be that I bought a whole massive bottle collection before my babies were even born. And once they were born, they ended up not liking those types of bottles. They would spit out the nipple, or it would just spittle all over them, all of the breast milk. So save your money, get all the free registry gift bags. A lot of them have free bottle samples in them. And if it gets to the point where you need to start using bottles on your baby, test out some of the different brands of bottles that you get for free and see what they like, then make the further investment. My next regret was getting a bottle warmer. You know what ended up working better for me was just getting a large cup filling it with hot water, sticking a bottle in it, and boom, DIY bottle warmer. You do not need the store-bought bottle warmers. It's basically just a container you fill with some water, you press the button to turn it on, and it heats up the water and boils it. If you're on top of your stuff and you take the bottle out right when it's ready, then you're good to go. But if you get busy with anything and leave the bottle in it just a little bit too long, it heats up the bottle too hot, and then you have to wait for it to cool down and can't feed baby right away, which is the whole reason why you warmed the bottle. So to me, it was just easier to do the DIY bottle warmer of a large cup filled with hot water because it never way overheated anything and it warmed it up just as fast. Next regret is buying a cloth covered high chair. I bought really cute high chairs that had a nice cover on them with a woodland theme, and babies are really messy. They're learning how to eat. They don't get all the food to their mouth every time, and all that extra food gets pushed into the cloth cover, which then gets disgusting and smelly and moldy, and you have to constantly wash them. At a certain point, I got so sick of it that I just threw the cloth cover away and now just have a plain plastic high chair, which I could have just gotten for way cheaper. But instead, you know, I got the cloth one that's super expensive and should have just gotten the plastic one because it's so much easier to clean. So there you have it. Baby product regret, cloth covered high chair. Just get a plastic one. Next group of regrets are in the diapering and care category. My first regret here is getting a diaper genie because it ended up breaking on me super quick. It was a complete POS. And when it broke on us, I was left with all of the diaper genie specific diaper pail inserts that only work on diaper genies, and they're super expensive and were completely useless once the cheap diaper genie broke. We like the diaper pail we have now, so watch my next video where I'll be talking about that there. Next regret is a wipe warmer. Like, your baby's wipes just do not have to be warm. Plus, the wipe warmer for us ended up ruining some wipes. They were constantly sitting in their wipe warmer, being warmed up, and when we got about halfway through the wipes, the bottom wipes would all be dried out by the time we got to them. But it's just a useless product that ended up drying out a lot of our wipes, and so we would have to re-moisturize them, and we ended up just getting rid of it, and our kids were fine using room temperature wipes. My next baby product regret in the care category is getting an old school thermometer. When I was taking my baby training classes, they told us that you should be using this type of thermometer, and to get the most accurate read, you should be sticking it in your baby rectally for 100% accurate read of their temperature, and no one does that, okay? My pediatrician doesn't do it either. They just use a temporal thermometer, which if that's good enough for my pediatrician, that's good enough for me. I ended up just getting a temporal thermometer too. If you see that your baby has a high temperature with less invasive thermometers, and you're also seeing that they're lethargic or you're concerned with any of their behaviors or symptoms, you should be just taking them to the pediatrician or doctor regardless. You do not need to confirm a specific temperature rectally in order to make a decision. Next regret is buying a whole bunch of hooded towels. 1 or 2 is fine for a good photo op, but they grow out of them very quickly. The hooded towels are not that large, and if you're on a budget, regular towels that you use on yourself work just fine to dry baby as well. In fact, they might even like that more because it's sure to cover everything up and make them feel really warm after a bath. Next group of regrets is in the sleep category. My first one here is buying a million swaddles. If you haven't seen the theme already, I just way overbought in general when I was preparing for my babies. I mean, obviously you're excited as a first-time mom, so don't feel bad if you've bought a lot of any of the things that I've talked about. Your baby will be very well cared for, but yes, I really regret buying a whole bunch of swaddles because my kids ended up hating the Halo sleep sack swaddles, which is what I bought everything of. Swaddles are similar to bottles in that all babies like to be swaddled in different ways. My twins just really didn't like any swaddles. My youngest really liked the Love to Dream swaddle up that swaddled his arms upwards. Just don't buy a whole bunch of one specific brand of swaddles because your best friend Jessica's baby loved it, because your baby is not Jessica's baby. Your baby is a unique individual, and allow them a couple to a few swaddle options, see what they like the best, and then buy more of those so that they're happy, and thus you will be happy because you will be getting more sleep. My next baby item regret might be controversial, and it is just my opinion. And what do they say about opinions? Opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one. So this is just my whole opinion. Take it or leave it. But my next baby item regret is a crib. And I realize if you're a first-time parent, you're probably gonna buy a crib despite what I say now, because it's cute, it's a rite of passage into motherhood, it completes your baby's nursery, it's adorable in Instagram photos. But for me, it caused a lot of headaches and it ended up being a lot more expensive than just the crib. As I said before, as a first-time mom, I had twins, so I had to buy 2 cribs, which was very expensive. And for the first several months, your baby likely won't be staying in their crib. They'll be staying in a bassinet in or near your room. Once my kids grew out of their bassinets and I put them in their cribs, they were very restless sleepers, moved around all night. So their little legs ended up getting stuck and trapped in the slats all the time. All of a sudden, in the middle of the night, I would hear blood-curdling screams, and I'd look at my baby monitor, and lo and behold, someone's leg would be trapped in the crib slats. And so we ended up getting some mesh bumpers to prevent their little legs from being stuck all the time. And by the time those came in, they're starting to stand up, and now they're chewing on their crib rails, eating whatever paint is coating the crib. So then we had to get like the crib rail covers so that they wouldn't chew and eat the paint. As soon as we felt like that was figured out, they were crawling out of their cribs all the time, and then they wouldn't be able to get back in, so then they're sleeping on the floor. We lowered their crib mattress to literally be on the floor, and they were still crawling out all the time, waking each other up. At a certain point, we just took out their crib mattresses from their crib completely so that they wouldn't hurt themselves or each other as they were constantly crawling in and out. So the moral of the story for me was that I just really regretted buying those cribs because they were very expensive. The crib bumpers, the crib rail covers, so many sleepless nights, so many times getting woken up when it was just completely unnecessary. With our third child, we didn't even put him in the crib. He just started sleeping in his pack and play bassinet. When he grew out of that, the pack and play itself became his crib, and that has worked perfectly fine. He sleeps great. His legs don't get stuck in any crib rails because pack and plays don't have crib rails. They have nice soft sides so he can roll around to his heart's desire, and he's just in a nice, soft, contained space that doesn't wake him up. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out my whole Prepping for Baby playlist that should be floating over my face at this point. And visit me on Instagram, just at Mai Zimmy. If you have any questions, you can leave a comment below or send me a DM. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!